Right, good afternoon and evening. Let's see what we get done now then. So, got this old painting out. Been messing around with this for a while. So, I just looked at it today and I thought I'll just touch up a little bit. So, nothing too strenuous. So what I've got here is an old tray that you put your plants in. Pour a bit of water in, put a paper plate on the top, and the paper plate will stay moist and damp. So when you put your acrylic paints into it, they stay moist and stay workable for a bit longer. Don't forget to put the top back on your bottle, so if you not get over and make a mess. Note to self, done it a few times. Right, so on this picture you got this band of buttercups going across the painting here. It sort of blocks the eye in. So what I'm going to do is, I don't mind them going across, but across here I'm going to emphasize them a little bit more, just to lead the eye back into the focal point, which is up around here obviously. So I thought that's nice and simple. I haven't really got to think about it too much. Right, so get your thing. There's any excess water in there, you just want to pour it out into back into your dirty water dish. There we go. Now, yellows are notoriously bad for showing up on paintings. So what I'm going to do is, just where I want to emphasize the yellows, I'm actually going to paint it white to start with. I know it seems a bit back to front, but the white background or base coat is going to help, and it'll dry quick. I don't think you see that as bad light. All I've done is tipped out a tiny little bit of white paint there. You don't need a lot. A lot of people waste, when they first started painting, just waste so much paint. Waste so much paint by squirting out a great big lot, and it goes dry and hard and unusable. Right, so let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit to what I'm doing. Hold on to your hats, these things could get bumpy. Right, let's zoom you in a bit, see what happens there. Hope it stays in focus. You should be auto-focusing hopefully. Doodling in a little camera. Here we go. So this is the area I'm working in. Just want it to lead into a little bit more. There we go. Right, so here we go. So nothing too hard today. Ask me any questions or anything like that, then feel free. So I'm just seeing where I've painted some buttercups before, and just basically just going over them in white. Not worrying about it too much. In nature nothing's perfect, so I'm just working on the fact that buttercup is basically 4 leaves. So I've got a smaller brush than this, but the tip of the brush is just dolloping them down like the size of one of the petals, so I can just do a little assortment of shapes. I thought I'd sold this painting the other day, got really excited, and then I didn't hear back from the chat. So not too worried. Not too worried he didn't buy it, because I quite like it myself. Maybe he'll get back to me one day. Maybe he's got tied up or other things on. I just noticed these buttercups I've been emphasising here. I've painted them as though you're looking straight at them, but actually they're going to be flat. So I might just change my approach a little bit there, make them look a little bit more on the horizontal plane. It's going to look a little bit weird to start with, because they're in white, but that'll quickly dry, and then I can come back and just emphasize them with the yellow again. The rest of the picture, I had the reference photograph up on the screen which I could work from, but since this is just my own artistic license, this bit I'm not worried about too much. One thing you'll worry about is if when they go back a little bit, they should theoretically be getting smaller than the ones in the foreground, which are larger. Try and keep it a little bit random as well. You don't want to sort of methodically go over an area and just fill it up with the same thing, else it will look very artificial. You could get a really small brush and some really powerful glasses and go right in on the, right in on the detail level. But when you look, anyone looking at this painting, their eye is going to be drawn to the sharp area of contrast and light up here, and this is just the lead in, really. That's why I don't want this quite strong line here so much. I want to snake it on in. I could live in a nice part of the world. This is just like 5 minutes walk away, this bit. And I'd often looked at painting this scene, but when I walk down and all the buttercups have come out before, sorry, in the foreground, they're not here every year. I don't know why they sort of come and go. But I thought, yeah, that's sort of filled up this, what would have been like a more less interesting area of the picture. So now wait for the day when the sun was up on the left hand side up here somewhere, looking in. Of course, everything behind in here is in the dark, which was a perfect time to illuminate this bank here with a nice reflection in the still deeper water there. Not quite happy with this blue colour here. I might have to do something about that one day, because that's annoying me now. It's too blue on. It needs to be a bit more grey mixed in with that. We'll just calm it down a bit, and then it will make these greens stand out a little bit more. I think I've overcompensated for the something there. I don't know what it is, but the beauty with a painting is you can change it over time if you don't like it. You should never be scared about changing a painting if you don't like it. The best tips you can have, really. If you're scared about changing it, then the painting's dictating to you rather than you painting the painting, if that makes sense. So never worry about messing something up. If it annoys you, you want to change it, I should change it, else you're never gonna progress. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, but you might make a big leap forward with what you decide to do. Unless you try it, you're not going to know. So what I've done now, this little area I worked on here, so this is going to lead in, but now you're going to have a few brighter bits to mimic the brightness around here. Actually, I could do with putting a couple, just like emphasize these a bit more up around here. I'll do a lot. Real Deus. So that leads in. Those are going to be yellow in a minute. That will lead in there. Something around this stuff here, I think. This one needs something. There's all random shapes going on. Listen. Is there a hole? This bit needs something just to continue this. Just painting different angles, just trying to break it up a little bit. Right down in this foreground. I don't know if it's off camera or not. Just tilt you down a little bit. A few down here. I'm going to see if I can make them. They've already been painted, so yellow base coat with some more yellow on the top, and then paint white on the top and paint the yellow again. Should make them really more powerful. I'm not being too accurate when I'm painting over the top because they're not going to be uniformly yellow all over. They're going to have the sun hitting them on different angles, bits of moisture, bits of all sorts on them really. It's going to be brighter, brighter, brighter. Let's just do another one. Let's do this chap here. Yeah. I've got to try and remember which ones I painted first because they're going to be dry. I only ever used, like, these are the cheapest of the cheap acrylics. Don't really. Thing is with cheap acrylics is you just might have to go over a few more times rather than a higher quality one, because I never prime my canvases. Sometimes I paint the picture because I'll paint over it again. I don't have to prime it because I'm thinking my under painting is really the primer. Right. Another thing is with yellow is, even though water in the dirty water, see that's where I washed off the white brush, but that white in there is now going to influence that yellow. So if you wanted an even stronger yellow, you'd go back and get yourself some clean water, because the pigment in that is going to fade what's on the brush. But I don't think I would bother to get up and get any clean water and tip that away, to be perfectly honest. I'm just going to do this. This is yellow straight out of the tube. Let's see what happens. I can try and find a few of these dry ones over this side, which is quite hard because you can see a little bit by just testing my eyesight now, which is not brilliant. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. If I could have painted the yellow straight onto this picture, but by having the white underneath, it's going to give that bit of lift. I miss a bit, and the white bits I put underneath, I'm not worried about it too much because you want little random things happening, happy little accidents. So in a minute I'll upload this video to the YouTube channel. If there's a like or a subscribe button, if you can hit that for me, that'd be brilliant. So once I get up to a decent number, I can get access to a few more options on the YouTube channel. Right, this probably looks exactly like it did when it started, but it's the subtle little changes I've made that are going to keep me happy. I'm just going to stand back from a little bit. Got this little group up here, just balancing this a little bit more, just letting the eye come in. Oh, I've got this paint on, might as well. So what I can do now is go with some of the previously painted buttercups, just paint over that. But even it's yellow on yellow, they're coming out slightly on the duller side, let's say. So that's what you want. You want the randomness going on. Let's come back just to these. What you're looking for in a painting is a bit of balance, a bit of harmony. You don't want nothing that's too jarring to the eye. You want things to flow and be nice, unless you specifically want like a jarry, strong line effect for something. But this is supposed to be a tranquil scene, calm scene, peaceful scene. So you don't want nothing too in your face. Did I miss any answers on the postcard? Right, I think that's a little sample video. What we're trying to do here. It's a bit better. It's a bit random. You don't want a very specific line in; it's going to look too obvious. So you just got to more of a suggestion of a line that's going to lead in on your subliminal part of your brain. Not too bad. There we go. Now I can see this area dark green here stops in a bit of a strong line. So the next little project is I might introduce some of these dark greens here, just a little bit over here, maybe. Just get rid of this strong vertical line bit here. Right, let's zoom you out so you can see where we did it. There we go on the day. There we go, a little bit more forward. That's all you want to do. You don't want to worry about painting the whole thing in one go. You want to say, right, I'm gonna paint a few little stones up here today, or something like that, or I'm going to just work on the bank, or let's sort this up. Just even if you do one bit of an evening, over the course of a week, 7 evenings, you've tackled 7 parts, and it's coming on, as they say. Right, wash your brush out. Very important. Now that acrylics I squeezed out there, if I put another wet plate over the top, make sure this tray stays filled with water, that will stay moist indefinitely, and next week they'd still be right to use, but you've got to make sure they don't dry out. That's the only thing. Well then, people, I should love you and leave you, and it's time for a bit of tea. Okay, bye bye, see you on the next one. Bye.